Welcome to WebStar Press, Bootstrap 4, and this is Bootstrap 5. What are major differences between Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 5? This is often part of front-end interview questions that most front-end developers fail to answer. If you are a front-end developer and don't know what's going on with the frameworks and libraries that you are using regularly, you lack important information. Libraries and frameworks won't get update to just include few more classes and new pretty colors. It has to be more specific than that, more important than that. You may wonder why you are being asked about Bootstrap 4 when there is already new version out there. Yes, because it is relevant. Why? Because you will still have to work on websites that are using Bootstrap version 4 at your job. Okay, here we go. I will mention the important differences first and then most important ones later. Bootstrap 4 depends on jQuery for its JavaScript utilities. Bootstrap 5 dropped jQuery and is using pure vanilla JavaScript now. It saves some space, and Bootstrap 5 is faster and lighter than the previous versions due to vanilla JavaScript. It also ensures future-proof development of Bootstrap by being not dependent on another library, although you can use Bootstrap 5 components with jQuery for the time being. That is helping in smooth transition for users from Bootstrap 4 to 5. Bootstrap 4 supports Internet Explorer 10 and above, but Bootstrap 5 dropped Internet Explorer 10 and 11 also. Bootstrap 5 supports the latest stable releases of all major browsers and platforms. Last two versions of every major web browsers are supported by using auto prefix. Microsoft Edge is supported by Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap decided to drop support for Internet Explorer because it just has very little market share. Also, Microsoft started to give more focus on Microsoft Edge browser and recommends using Edge browser instead of Internet Explorer. Also, Internet Explorer doesn't support any of the latest modern JavaScript and CSS standards. This is also the reason why Bootstrap 5 removed supporting Internet Explorer. But if you need Internet Explorer support in Bootstrap 5, you can easily add it back by adding a CSS file and some polyfills from JavaScript. Responsive font size is not supported by default in Bootstrap 4. In Bootstrap 5, responsive font size is enabled by default, allowing text to scale more naturally across devices and viewport sizes. Bootstrap 5 uses RFS, means responsive font sizes. That is Bootstrap's unit resizing engine, and it is capable of rescaling most CSS properties with the unit values like margin, padding, border radius, or even box shadow. The mechanism automatically calculates the appropriate values based on the dimensions of the browser viewport. It will be compiled into calc CSS function with a mix of rem and viewport units to enable the responsive scaling behavior. So Bootstrap 5 is way ahead of its previous versions and even from other CSS libraries or frameworks. Some font elements like radio buttons, drop downs, switches, checkboxes looked different on different operating systems and web browsers using Bootstrap 4. In Bootstrap 5, all form elements have consistent looks in all operating systems and all web browsers, major web browsers. Also, Bootstrap 5 added support for floating label for text input fields. If you start typing in input field, it pushes input label upwards. Gutter is the column's gap. Bootstrap 4 used fixed gutter width in pixels. Bootstrap 5 uses flexible gutter width that can be optimized according to your design. So you have flexible column gap in Bootstrap 5 grid system that can be optimized according to your design. Bootstrap 5 further enhanced grid system by adding an extra breakpoint called XXL to target extra large displays as well. So Bootstrap 5 is using 6-tier grid system instead of 5-tier grid system. Limited colors are available in Bootstrap 4. In Bootstrap 5, many color options are available for text, background, and components. You can also modify and extend relevant classes easily for Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 5 supports extra color with an expanded color palette. Bootstrap 5 has added more color palettes. It has more than 100 color palettes. Bootstrap 5 has improved color contrast as well. These are color palettes that Bootstrap 5 offers. Bootstrap 4 dropped icons that were there in Bootstrap 3. Bootstrap 5 has its own library containing SVG icons. Look at these beautiful icons. This is open source icon library with over 1500 icons. Bootstrap 4 has no custom CSS properties for components and layout options such as for table components, but Bootstrap 5 has added CSS custom properties for components and layout options. Bootstrap 4 has no vertical spacing classes. Bootstrap 5 has additional classes for vertical spacing. In Bootstrap 4, we have margin and padding utilities, but in Bootstrap 5, other utility API is also added. Bootstrap 5 is flexible and you can create your own classes and your own styles while designing projects using utility API. Also, you can create your own custom utilities. For example, you can add Tailwind utilities inside Bootstrap 5. You can also remove utilities that are not being used. So this helps to make CSS files smaller in Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 4 had position relative for columns in grid system that proved hard for elements that needed custom positioning outside of grid. Bootstrap 5 dropped position relative for columns, and this is good. Bootstrap 4 has got no RTL support, but Bootstrap 5 has got RTL support for other languages that are from right to left. Bootstrap 4 has no off-canvas component. Bootstrap 5 has off-canvas component that can be used for sidebar and navbar. You can toggle sidebar or navbar to appear from left, right, top, or bottom. This is example of off-canvas component in Bootstrap 5. Toggle from left, toggle from top, toggle from right, and toggle from bottom. Placeholder components have been added in Bootstrap 5. You can create loading components by using placeholder elements easily in Bootstrap 5. For example, in Bootstrap 5, this is card component, and we can recreate it with placeholder applied to create a loading card. Also, new classes were added, few were changed, and few classes were removed from Bootstrap 5. I won't go into details on classes change for each element and component because that you will be able to experience yourself when you work with Bootstrap 5. Twitter Bootstrap is the first choice of front-end developers. It is a trusted open source framework to develop modern websites and responsive applications quickly. A most popular HTML, CSS, and JS framework for developing responsive websites quickly. Twitter Bootstrap provides the basic structure of HTML and CSS with predefined classes, which helps you to build functionality quickly and easily with device responsiveness. It saves plenty of time. As a front-end developer, you have to make sure that you keep track of changes that it goes through because you will have to work with its various versions in different projects. So, if interviewer asks about the major differences between Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 5, you can say that jQuery was dropped and now Bootstrap 5 is using vanilla JavaScript. So, vanilla JavaScript based components in Bootstrap 5. Internet Explorer support is removed. Responsive font size support is added. SVG icons library added. Enhanced and consistent form elements, faster and lighter components, highly customizable via Utilities API and extended colors, improved and enhanced grid system, placeholder components added, new off-canvas component added. These are the most important and major changes from Bootstrap 4 to Bootstrap 5. And as far as which version to use is concerned, if project is already using Bootstrap 4, use Bootstrap 4. Otherwise, use Bootstrap 5 or just use latest version of Bootstrap. I can expand on it some more. Use Bootstrap 4 if your project needs support for IE 10 and IE 8. Use Bootstrap 4 if your project is dependent on jQuery and you don't need new features of Bootstrap 5. Use Bootstrap 4 if you are already using Bootstrap 4 and don't want to accommodate new breaking changes of Bootstrap 5 yet. But use Bootstrap 5 if you are using React or Vue.js and want to use Bootstrap without the dependency on jQuery. Or use Bootstrap 5 if you want to utilize the new features of Bootstrap, such as expanded color palette, enhanced grid system, custom utilities, RTL support, off-canvas component support, responsive font sizes, and more such features. If you are starting a new project, definitely use Bootstrap 5 or latest version. As for me, I will keep using Bootstrap 4 in my existing projects. For new web projects, I will start using Bootstrap 5 right away to make use of the new features introduced. Slowly, I will upgrade my existing projects to move to the newer version. Official Docs has got Bootstrap migration guide that can help you migrate from Bootstrap 4 to Bootstrap 5 if you need to. Okay, I hope it helped. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.